Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance, and we have a lot to get to on the docket today. We have BILT rewards swapping out transfer partners. We have the Chase 5X categories. We have American Express potentially dropping a coupon while adding a partnership with a points booking platform. And of course, we have another Chase Lounge open that a viewer was so kind to send photos in and we'll also take a look at, and a few other things. So of course, that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, our first story will be more of a quick hit, but that is about Target. It's a card we've covered here before, so I do want to make you aware of this. The Target Red card, as it's known as, coming April 7th, that will be changing over to the Target Circle card. There's no real major changes to it. It's more of a rebrand than anything else. In fact, I was in Target maybe a weekend or two ago, and there's like Target Circle stuff everywhere. That's kind of like their version of Walmart Plus or Amazon Prime, if you will. So they're just kind of bringing the branding in line. So specifically, though, the 5% off you get using your Target card is going to stay. But in addition to that, and the other perks of the membership Target Circle, which would run you $100 if you have a Target card, Circle card, formerly Red card, they would bring that membership fee down to $50 a year, which is pretty good. If you're in the Target world and you really like Target, again, to get half off for a no annual fee card, because you don't. From what I understand, you don't have to have the Target card to be in the program. It's not like the Amazon Prime one where you only get the 5% on the Prime Visa if you have Prime. So this one gives you the option to add it on if you want, but it's not required. So if you just want to go to Target and buy your stuff yourself without having them ship it to you or whatever, then you still get that 5%. Again, that starts April 7th, I believe. The Target card is one of those cards I've considered getting just because it's another 5% card. Every so often, you do find yourself at Target. It's either Target or Walmart. There's not a Walmart around me. But anyways, more of a quick update on a card we have covered. I think it's a fine change. So there you go. Now, one of the headlines of the week has been BILT Rewards. So earlier in the week, it came out that BILT Rewards was going to drop or is dropping American Airlines as a transfer partner. There is a brief statement that View from the Wing got from BILT Rewards. It won't tell you much, but we'll read it anyways. BILT and American have agreed to wind down their partnership beginning in June, so no specific date given. We appreciate everything we've been able to accomplish together since BILT's launch in 2021. What they accomplish, I don't know, who knows. American's an interesting one because American just doesn't seem to want to be a transfer partner with anyone. I mean, granted, I wish I knew more about how these relationships work and these partnerships worked, because the other two, being Delta and United, are kind of like all-in cards, transfer partner, the whole thing. Citi had American for a little bit, but it was more of a promo thing, and it didn't last, even though they do have the cards along with Barclays, who has a few of them. I kind of, in the back of my head, once Wells Fargo was throwing out transfer partners, which we talked about last week, I did wonder, hey, they have all these BILT relationships through BILT, which is under the Wells Fargo banner. Could they move some of them over to include, Wells Fargo points moving over? And that American would have helped them greatly, because one of the biggest knocks on their partners was they didn't have a ton that helps out domestically, but either way, that partnership is done, but it is going to be replaced. Now, Reddit had posted a rumor it wasn't really a rumor. Someone saw that, like, in the BILT app, briefly, they saw the Alaska's picture, a logo in there, and then, of course, it went away. Well, we now know that is official, and Alaska is now the newest transfer partner for BILT Rewards. They did send out a press release, which normally I make fun of press releases, but it's at least easier when they send out a press release, so you know exactly what to say versus, trying to go through the Reddit rumors. But this is official now. So when we take a look at it here, I mean, the biggest news here is that BILT members can now transfer points at a 1-to-1 into Alaska miles, redeemable for flights, as you would guess. And then, as they say, an unprecedented offer will be launched later this year, allowing Alaska Airlines Visa Signature cardholders the ability to pay rent through BILT and earn triple Alaska miles, 3 miles for every dollar spent on rent, up to $50,000 annually. Now, again, there's a full press release, but you know how I feel about press releases, but those are the highlights, and that is actually a pretty good deal. The Alaska cards, of course, are with Bank of America right now, and they're generally, seen as good cards, especially for the companion pass in year number 2 with those. So, and I think that's a pretty good promotion. So again, not sure when it's going to come out exactly, but if this is interest you, if you're a BILT member, because then you could get BILT and then, get an Alaska card as well. You'd still have the BILT card, but you'd be doing much better. Again, I don't think it'll last forever, but I think that's a good partnership and a good way to launch a new partnership. So if you are a big Alaska flyer, this can be a benefit to you. Definitely let us know down below. Now, if you have a bunch of points and you need to transfer them somewhere and you're with American Express, well, American Express is trying to make it a little bit easier, and they now have a partnership with Point.me. It's Point.me. We've talked about this before. I think Capital One partnered with them maybe. But anyways, Point.me, I'll put it on screen, but they're kind of a service that kind of helps you plot out your bookings, if you will, or your points transfers, so you don't have to sit there for hours trying to figure out what goes where, get the best rates. I've never used them myself, but again, what they're saying is Point.me simplifies reward travel search and booking by making it easy search for great reward flight options using points without being a points expert. The new complimentary service of Point.me for membership rewards points will offer a suite of features to help eligible card members find reward flights with membership rewards points at participating airlines and their alliance partners. It will allow card members to compare reward flights across 150 airlines. So there you go. I mean, of course, the press, they go on to say more nice things about each other, as people generally do when they announce partnerships. I think because it's free, it's fine. Of course, there is a paid version. The way I read it is that they're going to Point.me would assist with... I don't know if they're going to limit it to just where you can send membership rewards points to as far as transfer partners, right? Which would major airline would just be Delta. I mean, there are others, right? But I don't know if they're going to do that, or it would literally show you everyone, and then because I don't know how you would really get your membership reward points over to someone like United, for example. So I don't know how that's going to work, if they would show you here's the points for Delta, but here's a United flight, what it would cost. I can't imagine they would, because there's no way to get your membership reward points over there unless you're going to go through the Amex portal, because I don't think there's a way to use your points via Point.me for any other airline. But again, I mean, I think it's fine. It's free, so again, if you don't use it, no big deal. And at least they are trying to do other things. Again, they keep hiking these fees and whatnot, so at least I want to see some effort to bring in services. And if it makes it easier for people to get better redemptions, I think that's great, because again, they want to push you through the Amex Travel portal, but the Amex Travel portal isn't awesome. I mean, not that it's better or worse than any other travel portal. It's just that's not really your best value. Even I know that. So hey, cool. Let me know if you've used the service with before on its own or through another partner. Again, I think they partnered with Capital One a while back. But Amex giveth and Amex taketh, but it's not really. I don't think it's really Amex's fault this time. Someone noticed that the Sirius XM credit, this underneath the digital entertainment credit for the Platinum card, is set to expire now. So normally they don't have expiration dates. So they did put an expiration date on it. So if you pull this up here, this screenshot of it. So update to the digital entertainment benefit. We are updating the partners participating in the $240 digital entertainment credit card benefit for eligible purchases made by basic and additional. Okay, this just says things. Effective May 8th, 2024, Sirius XM will be removed from the benefit, and purchase at Sirius XM on or after May 8th will no longer be eligible for the benefit. So there you go. If you are using this for your Sirius, then just be aware of that. Again, I think Sirius probably does hurt a little bit. That's probably the one. That one was probably one people were getting value from. They did lose Audible a while back as well. So that's two down. I want to see, if they retool it, bring in new options. Again, the digital entertainment credit isn't bad. That's one of the better, more usable credits, provided you use one of those services. And at the beginning, they did have a wide range of services, but I think Audible and Sirius are probably two of the more expensive ones. Again, I don't think there's much really to read into this as far as a card refresh or anything. I think this is the individual company saying, hey, look, we ran numbers. This is what we're spending. We've committed to this marketing budget for this program, and maybe it ran its course. Maybe they weren't seeing a lot of conversions into people going into higher plans or whatnot. I don't know. But that's how I would look at it. I don't think it's indicative of any card refresh. We saw the same on the Business Platinum with a few of those credits now having expiration dates. And, it could, this one's definitely ending. Those were just kind of hey, maybe we'll extend the contract, maybe we won't. So I think it's fine. I mean, if you use the service, it kind of sucks, but, it's not a big deal overall as far as a refresh. I do want them to punch up the credit a little bit, but we have now 2 Chase stories. We've done 2 Amex, let's do 2 Chase stories and round us out. So, as always, since I never leave this place, because who else would talk to myself if I left, right? If you do it without the camera, then it's just weird. But every time I put it out to viewers, if you're passing through a new lounge or what have you, grab some pictures, send it in, and we will definitely put you on the show. And if you want to plug a referral link, send that along as well. This person was selfless and did not send around a referral link, but the offer still stands. Anyways, we're talking about Chase Sapphire Lounge. This time it is the lounge in Dulles, Washington Dulles International Airport, IAD for short. So it's more of a rebrand of an old Etihad Airways lounge. The full name is actually Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club with Etihad Airways, Washington Dulles. As I wrote on profitable content, I can't imagine that's going to catch on. It's a lot of words. I really don't like words too much for someone who talks for a living and writes a little bit. But okay, it's a rebrand. We have some pictures from our faithful viewer, whom we do really appreciate it. It's about 5,200 square feet, hours 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Concourse A near gate 14. Again, looks nice as you would imagine. So it's not like a full ground up rebuild. It's more as though they took over a lounge. I'm not really sure how that works, how Etihad got their name left on it. The club is the one who runs it for Chase under Priority Pass. I'm not sure how that partnership worked, but whatever. It's another Sapphire Lounge. So if you have a Sapphire Reserve, I think it's the Marriott, the Ritz-Carlton card, the JP Morgan, you can get in those ways as well. I think Priority Pass does get you like 1 visit a year to a Sapphire Lounge per Priority Pass membership. So there you go. We're always happy to take a look at your pictures, and of course, safe travels out there. Now, if you need some ultimate reward points to travel with or just spend on cash back like I would do, well then Chase is out with the Q2 2024 5X categories for both the Freedom and the Freedom Flex card. And this time, I think we have a lot of categories to choose from underneath this quarter. So if we take a look at it, you have Amazon.com, you have Whole Foods, again, Whole Foods under the Amazon banner, and you have hotels and you have restaurants. So again, by the time you're watching this, you can already go in and activate them. Activation starts 3/15. Of course, the Q2 starts April 1st, April, May, June. And it is, of course, going to be $1,500 in spend at combined purchases in each category, right? So 5X up on all of that. So you can mix and match, basically. And you do need to activate it for each Freedom card that you have. So I have 4, so I would have to activate it on each one of those. So you might as well just go do it right now while it's top of mind and we're talking about it. Overall, I think the categories are fine. Anytime you have Amazon, it's always hit or miss. There are people with the Amazon card like me. Will I bother to switch out my Amazon card for Freedom Flex? If I was a traveler, I probably would, because Ultimate Reward points are more flexible than Amazon, which is straight cash back. But I do think it's nice because, again, 5X back at hotels is still going to be pretty good for people if they are traveling. Most dedicated hotel cards aren't giving you 5X back, so you can do that. You're just going to have to watch benefits and things like that from your other cards maybe that you might have. But I think there's enough optionality in here that everyone should be fine and be able to do something. Amazon does sell other gift cards. You can reload your Amazon balance. You can, obviously, hotels, restaurants are pretty easy as well. So again, I think there's enough categories here, and it's almost like there's 3, because Whole Foods and Amazon kind of the same thing because they're under the same banner, but I think there's enough variety here that everyone should be happy, but it doesn't matter because everyone always finds a way to be upset, so you can let me know what you were hoping to see down below. I'd love to get your thoughts on it, but again, when there's no real overlap with Discover, I think that's usually the biggest win, the biggest thing people complain about the most. So anyways, there you have it. That has been the news for this action-packed week, so of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on profitablecontent.com, the channel's blog, where we not only have the latest news stories, we have bank promotions, and of course, we have credit card offers. So if you like what the BILT Rewards is doing, I know we have that one. Of course, we have a bunch of other Chase cards and American Express. If you really want to try out Point Me, we have all those over there for you. So go ahead and check it out. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon this week.